you dreaming of a new life abroad? Think again. In this eye-opening video, we're exposing the countries where your dreams could turn into nightmares. We're talking sky-high living costs, dismal job markets, and safety concerns you can't ignore. Don't risk your future happiness. Watch this before you book that one-way ticket. The allure of a fresh start, a new adventure, and a life abroad often beckons us with the promise of greener pastures. But what happens when the dream doesn't match the reality? When the glistening facade of a foreign land crumbles to reveal unforeseen hardships and disappointments? Before we get into the main content, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It's a great motivation for the channel. Thank you so much. In this eye-opening exploration, we delve into the experiences of expats who took the leap, only to find themselves wishing they hadn't. From the picturesque landscapes of Canada to the bustling streets of India, we uncover the hidden challenges that lurk beneath the surface of some of the world's most popular destinations. Get ready to have your expectations challenged, your assumptions overturned, and your wanderlust tempered with a healthy dose of reality. Whether you're contemplating a move abroad or simply curious about the expat experience, this video will equip you with the knowledge you need to make informed decisions and avoid potential pitfalls. So, before you book that one-way ticket, join us on this journey as we unveil the top 10 countries where the grass may not be as green as it seems. Settle, Canada. Despite its global reputation as a welcoming, progressive nation, many regret relocating to Canada. The high cost of living, especially in cities like Toronto and Vancouver, makes it nearly impossible to rent or buy real estate. For example, renting a one-bedroom apartment in downtown Toronto can cost nearly $2,000 per month. Everyday expenses like groceries and utilities stretch budgets to the limit. Monthly grocery costs are about $375, and utilities for an 850 sq ft apartment at another $158. Wages haven't kept pace, leaving many immigrants financially stressed. Cell phone plans in Canada, among the highest in the world, range from $50 to $100 per month, often shocking newcomers. Additionally, prices often exclude taxes, adding up to 15% to the cost of goods and services, creating unexpected expenses. Finding suitable employment is another challenge. Many immigrants find their qualifications unrecognized, forcing highly skilled professionals into lower-paying jobs. Discrimination and xenophobia in the workplace make securing stable employment difficult, leading to frustration and regret among newcomers. Transportation is costly, especially if you need a car. Annual auto insurance premiums range from $1,300 to $1,800, and for newcomers, it can be as high as $4,000 due to being treated as new drivers. Cultural differences and subtle discrimination can make integration tough, leading to feelings of isolation and undervaluation. The Canadian financial system doesn't recognize foreign credit history, forcing newcomers to start from scratch. Lastly, the extreme cold, especially for those from warmer climates, is a significant challenge. Harsh winters add to the stress of living in Canada. What do you think about encountering these issues in Canada? Comment below and let's chat. While Canada presents its challenges, let's explore another popular destination for expats and retirees that may seem alluring at first, but comes with its own set of drawbacks. The United Kingdom. 2. United Kingdom. Moving to the United Kingdom can feel like a dream, but for some, it becomes a deep regret. The soaring cost of living is a major reason. In cities like London, housing prices are staggering. The average house price is around $620,000, nearly double the national average of $350,000. Renting is equally steep, with a one-bedroom apartment in central London costing about $2,150 monthly. This financial strain often leads to stress and dissatisfaction. The UK's unpredictable weather is another source of regret. Constant rain, overcast skies, and little sunlight can dampen spirits and health, with an average of 133 rainy days a year, and more in places like the Lake District. The gloom can trigger seasonal affective disorder. affecting mental well-being and making life dreary. Healthcare challenges add to the frustration. Despite the pride in the National Health Service, long waiting times, understaffing, and budget issues are significant problems. Many patients wait over 18 weeks for treatment, and the shortage of nurses and doctors strains the system, impacting the quality of care. Cultural differences and integration difficulties also contribute to regret. Adjusting to British social norms and the reserved nature of the British can make it hard to form social connections. Even though English is the primary language, regional accents and dialects can be challenging for newcomers. Navigating the UK's immigration system is a daunting task. The visa application process, immigration regulations, and legal requirements can be complex and stressful for overcoming these challenges in the UK. It may seem difficult before exploring another popular yet equally complex destination. If you could help me out, it just takes 10 seconds to hit that subscribe button. In return, we promise to continue making the show even better for you. While the cultural adjustments in the UK might pose initial hurdles, the immigration process itself can be an even greater challenge. Let's shift our focus to Brazil, a country that may seem like paradise but harbours its own set of complex issues for expats and retirees. 3. Brazil's vibrant culture and natural beauty are often overshadowed by harsh realities for some expats in the year 2024. The high crime rate is a major concern, approximately 23 per 100,000 inhabitants, especially in cities like Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, where violent crime, theft, and drug-related violence are prevalent. This constant threat to personal safety can be overwhelming, forcing individuals to take extra precautions and fostering a widespread sense of insecurity. Economic inequality is another significant issue. Despite an emerging middle class, the gap between the rich and poor is stark. Many expats face limited job opportunities and low wages, which can be a harsh wake-up. This financial instability often leads to stress and disappointment for those expecting a more prosperous. Language barriers add to the challenges. Portuguese is the official language, and mastering it is essential for a better experience. However, many foreigners struggle to learn it, hindering daily interactions and integration into Brazilian society. While English is spoken in major cities, it is not common enough for smooth communication. The public education system is often deemed inadequate, compelling expats to send their children to private schools. This adds a significant financial burden, with private tuition ranging from $5,000 to $20,000 per year. Bureaucratic processes in Brazil further complicate life for newcomers. Obtaining permits, processing documents, and meeting legal requirements can be time-consuming and stressful, delaying important activities and creating frustration. Finally, Brazil's diverse climate and environmental challenges can be tough to adapt to. The beautiful beaches and rainforests come with high humidity, heavy rainfall, and the risk of natural disasters. These factors can affect overall comfort and daily living conditions, making it harder for some expats to settle in. From the vibrant yet challenging environment of Brazil, we now shift our focus to another alluring destination, often romanticized in films and literature, but, for some, reveals a stark reality. 4. France's romantic allure might seem appealing, but many expats regret their move in the year 2024. Here's why. French society can be narrow-minded and hierarchical and can feel superficial, especially in urban areas. Social circles are tight, making newcomers feel isolated. The idea of speaking French sounds enchanting, but not being fluent creates significant daily challenges. Simple tasks like shopping or handling paperwork become complex. Navigating French bureaucracy is another major hurdle. Opening a bank account requires numerous documents, including proof of employment and address, all processed in French. This can be frustrating and time-consuming. The French work culture emphasizes long hours with fewer days off, which can be stressful for those used to a more flexible work-life balance. The high cost of living is another shock. renting a one-bedroom apartment downtown costs between $820 to $2,200 per month, while outside the city centre, rents range from $1,300 to $1,600. Basic utilities for an 85 square metre apartment cost about $160 per month. Overall living expenses for a single person in Paris are around $2,700 to $3,500 monthly. Additionally, renting property often requires a hefty deposit, a French guarantor, and extensive proof of income, which can be daunting for newcomers. Even though the French healthcare system is highly rated, it's not free. The statutory health insurance covers about 83% of medical costs, leaving individuals to pay the remaining 17%. This often necessitates additional private health insurance, adding to the financial burden. While France's romantic allure can fade quickly due to its societal and bureaucratic challenges, those considering a move to China will face an entirely different set of hurdles that might make them think twice about relocating. 5. China. China's economic boom isn't smooth for everyone. With the country's recent economic slowdown, job competition has intensified, especially for expats. Finding your desired position or industry may be harder than expected. Moreover, foreign businesses and individuals often face government-imposed restrictions, complicating work opportunities in daily life. These hurdles can be incredibly frustrating. Mandarin is the dominant language, and fluency is a huge advantage. Without it, everyday tasks like finding an apartment or socializing can become daunting. Understanding cultural norms and social etiquette, such as guangxi, building personal connections, and maintaining social reputation, is crucial but confusing for newcomers. Health and environmental issues are also significant concerns. China's healthcare system varies widely in quality, with stark differences between urban and rural areas. Language barriers and cultural differences in medical practices can complicate treatment for foreigners. Air pollution remains severe in many Chinese cities, leading to health issues and diminishing the overall quality of life. Navigating China's legal system can be challenging due to its differences from Western legal systems. The Communist Party's influence and lack of transparency in judicial matters can lead to concerns about legal fairness and rights protection. Frequent changes in immigration policies and sponsorship requirements add to the uncertainty and stress for expats. The political environment in China is another factor contributing to regret among expats. The country enforces strict regulations on freedom of speech, press, and internet use. Extensive surveillance measures, including facial recognition technology and a social credit system, can be unsettling for those who value privacy and personal freedom. Beyond the cultural complexities and language barriers of France, there exists another country, often revered for its technological advancements and cultural allure, yet it too harbours significant drawbacks for those considering relocation. 6. When considering a move to Japan, it's essential to look beyond its reputation for safety and politeness. Many expats find that the reality of living in Japan can be far more challenging than anticipated. One major issue is Japan's homogeneous society. Cultural integration and forming close friendships with locals can be incredibly tough, often making newcomers feel like perpetual outsiders. Language barriers are a considered. Despite English being taught in schools, overall proficiency remains low. This gap makes everyday activities, such as grocery shopping, visiting a doctor, or understanding utility bills, extremely difficult for non-Japanese speakers. Japan's complex social norms and unwritten rules about public behavior, work settings, and social interactions add to the cultural adaptation challenges, leading to misunderstandings and social isolation. Japan's demanding work culture is another struggle. With long hours, a rigid hierarchy, and intense company loyalty, the work environment can result in severe work-life imbalance and burnout, especially for those from countries with more flexible working conditions. The high cost of living in cities like Tokyo and Osaka exacerbates these challenges. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city centre can cost around $10–50 per month. Climate and natural disasters also contribute to the difficulties of living in Japan. The climate varies widely, with hot, humid summers and harsh winters, particularly in the north. Additionally, Japan is frequently affected by earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons, which can be a significant source of stress for expats. Moreover, mental health services are less developed and openly discussed than in many Western countries, making it tough for expatriates dealing with stress, isolation, or other mental health issues. Beyond the cultural norms and natural challenges of Japan, the land of opportunity, the United States may not be the dream it's made out to be for some expats. 7. United States. While the US offers numerous opportunities, these significant challenges can turn your American dream into a nightmare. Deep political polarization can create an intense atmosphere of tension and insecurity, especially if your political views differ from those of your new neighbors. Foreigners might feel unwelcome depending on where they settle. The US healthcare system is another major concern. It's complex and expensive, with no universal coverage for those with pre-existing conditions. This can be a significant worry. Healthcare costs can be astronomical, with an average hospital stay costing over $10,000. Safety is a critical issue. The high rate of gun violence in the US significantly impacts the sense of security. States like New Mexico and Alaska reported over 700 violent crimes per 100,000 residents in the year 2022, while states like Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Hampshire, and Maine had rates slightly above 200. Housing and living costs are substantial. Rent prices in the US are, on average, 34% higher than in the UK. A 3-bedroom apartment in a downtown area typically costs around $3,000 per month, while outside the city centre, it's about $2,000 per month. These high rents add significantly to the overall cost of living. Many new residents face unforeseen expenses, such as high moving costs and unexpected home repairs. On average, Americans spend about $4,200 annually on transportation. High mortgage rates and a competitive housing market have left many new homeowners experiencing remorse. With mortgage interest rates often higher than anticipated, new homeowners might find themselves locked into expensive loans, putting a strain on their finances, especially those who moved during the peak of the pandemic. As you weigh the pros and cons of the American dream, consider the unique challenges Mexico presents, which might make you reconsider this seemingly idyllic destination. 8. Mexico. Mexico's allure for expats might be waning in the year 2024 for several pressing reasons. The country grapples with severe drug trafficking, organized crime, and political corruption, making it dangerous. Shockingly, over 30,000 crime-related deaths occur annually. Cartels wield significant power using heavy weapons and drones, leading to widespread violence, kidnappings, murders, and targeted attacks on journalists and human rights defenders. Mexico's weak economy raises concerns of job instability and rising living costs, making future planning difficult. Corruption within law enforcement exacerbates this, with foreigners often paying bribes to avoid minor legal troubles. This expectation of bribery and intimidation diminishes Mexico's appeal. Healthcare and infrastructure present additional challenges. While more affordable, healthcare quality and accessibility vary greatly. Utilities like water and electricity are unreliable, with drinking water often unsafe from the tap. This uneven infrastructure, especially outside major cities, disrupts daily life. The manana culture of relaxed time and deadlines frustrates those used to punctuality. Natural disasters like earthquakes add another layer of concern. The risk and reality of such events can be daunting for new residents. Language barriers also contribute to dissatisfaction. Fluency in Spanish is often necessary for daily life and integration, and language challenges can lead to feelings of isolation and hinder independence. Moving on from the potential disappointments of the American dream, we now turn our attention to a European country that might surprise you with its downsides. Belarus. 9. Belarus. Belarus often leaves people regretting their move due to political oppression, cultural isolation, economic struggles, and safety concerns. The stifling political climate is a primary reason for this regret, as the lack of democratic freedoms and human rights is stark. Foreigners from democratic nations find this environment particularly harsh. Cultural isolation also weighs heavily on newcomers. Many Westerners feel unwelcome and isolated, facing cultural differences and general opposition from locals. This lack of social acceptance breeds loneliness and frustration, deeply economically. Belarus is challenging. With an average monthly salary of around $500, finding well-paying jobs and a comfortable living standard is tough. The country's economic instability further fuels uncertainty, making it hard for those seeking work or long-term residency to feel secure. Safety is another critical issue. The lack of personal security causes anxiety among foreigners. Political instability and economic hardship exacerbate these concerns. For instance, cyber fraud incidents soared from 10,000 in the year 2019 to over 25,000 in the year 2020, driven by foreign cybercriminals targeting Belarusians. This pervasive insecurity adds to the overall dissatisfaction among those who moved to Belarus. While the political oppression and economic struggles in Belarus can leave many regretting their move, the vibrant yet challenging reality of life in India brings a different set of hurdles that expatriates must navigate. Moving eastward from the political and economic difficulties of Belarus, we now explore the vibrant yet complex landscape of India, where expats and retirees often face a unique set of challenges. 10. While India offers a rich culture, vibrant history, and stunning landscapes, many foreigners regret moving there in the year 2024. The reality can be harsh, with streets often littered with trash and overflowing bins. The hustle and bustle can be overwhelming, and social norms and communication styles are vastly different, making daily interactions challenging. Quality of life issues such as pollution, traffic congestion, and inadequate infrastructure significantly impact daily living. Many expats miss the efficient systems they left behind. The constant noise, especially the incessant honking, disrupts sleep, work, and health. Severe traffic congestion makes travelling stressful and unsafe, particularly for pedestrians. Healthcare is another major concern. Despite world-class facilities, the public healthcare system is under-resourced and overcrowded, making access to consistent quality care difficult. The disparity between private and public healthcare adds to safety and security, especially for women, are also significant concerns. Issues like petty crime and harassment can create a pervasive sense of insecurity. The perception and reality of personal safety greatly influence one's overall experience and comfort in a new country. These safety concerns can deter many from fully settling down in India. Bonus: practical lessons learned for your expat journey. Before you embark on your international adventure, take these hard-earned lessons to heart. Thorough research is paramount. Don't just rely on the glossy brochures and online hype. Dig deep into the realities of daily life, cost of living, job market, healthcare system, and cultural nuances of your potential destination. If possible, visit the country beforehand to get a real feel for the place. Talk to locals and fellow expats to gain valuable insights into the challenges and rewards of living there. Financial preparedness is crucial. Make sure you have enough savings to cover your expenses for at least 6 months to a year, especially if you don't have a job lined up. Remember, unexpected costs can arise, and it's essential to have a financial cushion to fall back on. Language skills can make or break your experience. Learn the local language as much as possible, as it will open doors to new opportunities and friendships. Even basic conversational skills can go a long way in making your daily life easier and helping you integrate into the community. Building a strong support network is essential. Connect with other expats and locals who can offer advice, guidance, and a sense of belonging. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Finally, be open-minded and adaptable. Embrace cultural differences and remember that you're the one adjusting to a new environment. Manage your expectations and be prepared for challenges along the way. Remember, moving abroad is a journey, not a destination. By learning from the experiences of others and taking these practical steps, you can increase your chances of a successful and fulfilling expat life. Conclusion. As we conclude our journey through the top regrettable countries to move to, remember that this video is not meant to discourage you from pursuing your dreams of living abroad. Instead, it's a call for informed decision-making. By understanding the potential challenges and pitfalls, you can better prepare yourself for a successful and fulfilling expat experience. Ultimately, the best country to move to is the one that aligns with your individual needs, preferences, and goals. Do your research, weigh the pros and cons, and don't be afraid to ask for help from experts and fellow expats. With careful planning and realistic expectations, your adventure abroad can be a truly enriching and rewarding experience. Remember, your dream of a new life abroad is still within reach. It's just a matter of choosing the right path. Safe travels!